Living authentically may be one of the most important actions we can take, but it also requires all of our strength and courage. Maslow's hierarchy of needs places self-actualization, living as our true selves, at the very top of the pyramid. First, we need physical stability, we need safety, then we need love in our relationships. Ultimately, we need respect, and then finally, we can pursue self-actualization. In today's world, it might be easier than ever to skip steps on the pyramid. Instead of actually reaching a level of self-esteem, for example, we can just post on social media and act like we have that level of confidence. We also get to see through social media people who have achieved self-actualization, and we can desire that before we've set the appropriate foundation. I've struggled a lot over the years with that impatience, with seeing things that I thought I wanted and trying to jump to that final step without building that basis first. And I pursued things that I didn't actually enjoy doing because of it. Ultimately, I had to take a step back and build up those basic levels first before I could pursue self-actualization. I've wasted a lot of time in that impatience and skipping steps, so I'm here to share with you my journey towards self-actualization so that you can avoid making the same mistakes that I did. Let's talk about what it means to be authentic. To me, authenticity is about understanding yourself and your needs and then being able to express that openly and truly without reservation. In the age of the internet, we're fortunate to have a lot of examples of people who are living authentically, but that can often tempt us to skip steps because we want that authentic life for ourselves before we've built up the foundation needed to get there. But figuring out what it is you want is incredibly important. When I was in college, I had been homeschooled up until I was 18 years old, and so in college, as I was looking at potentially my career prospects, I didn't want what seemed to be the monotony of a 9 to 5, the daily grind. I had lived my whole life with the freedom to choose my own schedule, and that's what I wanted from my work. So I looked up entrepreneurs who were successful online. I saw what they were doing in their businesses, and I tried to emulate that for myself. I started with reselling. I would go to Burlington Coat Factory or Marshall's and buy sneakers off the shelf and try to flip them online for more money, go to yard sales, resell the things I found there. You get the idea. But ultimately, graduation rolled around and I hadn't scaled any of it. I hadn't been able to escape that life, so I took a 9 to 5. And what I found out was that it wasn't so bad. I got to work remotely for that job, which probably helped. But I actually really enjoyed the security that having a stable stream of income brought. As I had that baseline of security, once that need was met, my understanding of what I wanted started to change. That's why you have to take it one step at a time. You can't reach self-actualization before understanding what it is you truly need. And in order to understand what it is you need and want, you need to get those basic needs met so that you can figure that out for yourself. So instead of grinding towards a life that you might not actually want, instead of constantly spinning your wheels trying to get to whatever you perceive will bring you success, maybe take a step back and ask yourself a few questions. Are my physical needs met? Do I have water, food, clothes, shelter? Are my security needs met? Do I have what I need to maintain my health, to maintain what is mine, to be secure in what I have? Do I have connection? Do I have friends, family, a partner that have my back, that I have built a relationship with? Once you have those 3 basic needs met, then you can start to branch out. But even at that point, you shouldn't be thinking about what your true purpose is. You should be thinking about how you can achieve that next step in the pyramid, which is esteem. Where can you find a sense of achievement and recognition? If you already have a career, then great, that might be the place you get this from. If you don't, you'll want to take a step back and think about all the things you've ever liked. What did you pursue in childhood that you found enjoyable? What do you pursue now on the side? Is there some intersection of your interests, the things you find enjoyable, and what the world needs that you can create to bring you that sense of recognition and esteem? For me, that looked like looking back to my childhood and what I loved doing, which was making videos. But it also looked at what I was good at, where my expertise was. I had a degree in marketing that I wasn't really using at my job. And my job at the time was pretty stagnant. I did the same thing day in and day out, but there wasn't a ton of opportunity to reach recognition or to move up. So instead, I kind of took the intersection of those ideas of what I was good at in marketing and what I like to do with creative pursuits, and I pursued a job in digital marketing. Now my job uses both those things and also gives me the opportunity for achievement. And only now is when I can really start to think about self-actualization. Now that I have all those basic needs met, I can start to branch out. I can enjoy creative pursuits outside of what I do for work. I've started getting involved in the local concert scene as a way to enjoy art and express myself. I've started creating videos about my own life to take a fresh creative perspective on what it is I'm doing. Now that I have all the foundational needs met, I have the capacity to pursue self-actualization. Of course, all of this is going to take a long time. I started seriously pursuing self-improvement about 6 years ago, and it's been 4 years since I graduated college and took that first job, and I'm only now really beginning to explore what my true self means. Of course, I could have avoided some of that time if I knew what I knew now, but it still just takes time. So you have to learn to tune out expectations, social media, pressure from family, Forbes 30 under 30 lists. All of these things threaten to rush a process that can't be rushed. They pressure us to look like we have our purpose figured out, to look like we've got it all together, even if we don't. And a key piece of this is humility. You have to be humble enough to listen to what you actually want, not what you've always thought you want. Maybe you always thought you wanted to be a millionaire and live a lavish lifestyle, but as you explore this, you realize that all you care about is stability and connection with the people you love, time to pursue your hobbies. Maybe you don't care about the money, and you have to be humble enough to give up on what you thought were your dreams. And the other piece is that you have to accept uncertainty. There's no timeline to any of this. Establishing all of those basic needs can take years, especially getting to the place of recognition. That doesn't mean you can't start exploring to find your true purpose, but you have no idea when or if you'll ever hit an endpoint to this journey. So you have to go in expecting the uncertainty. So the most important part is not to rush it. Ask yourself if you have all of those basic needs met, and then start exploring. Try everything you've ever wanted to try. And as you do that, learn to enjoy the process of exploring, of opening yourself up to new experiences instead of being narrow-minded or focused on the outcome. And I think you can start exploring that level of self-actualization before you have all of the basic needs in place. And then once you kind of find that purpose and have all those basic needs met, once you have security and connection and ultimately self-esteem and recognition, and then find your purpose on top of that, the feeling is going to be incredible. So be authentic as you pursue all of this. Don't be authentic to someone else's goal or a goal you found on social media. Be authentic to yourself. Be open about your journey and your uncertainty with yourself and others. Accept that there's so much you just don't know and can't know without years of experience, but accept that the journey is going to be just as meaningful, if not more meaningful, than the destination, if you ever even get to a destination. Keep moving forward towards what you actually desire instead of what you thought you wanted, even if that means giving up the goals you hold now. Thanks for watching.